There are moments in life when the atmosphere around you begins to shift, not because you see anything changing in the natural, but because heaven has already moved on your behalf. God works in dimensions far greater than human understanding, and when He begins to open doors, He does it in ways no human hand can interfere with. You may have walked through seasons where every door felt locked, every opportunity delayed, and every prayer seemed unanswered. But the same God who watched your perseverance is now preparing to surprise you with doors you never expected. These are not ordinary doors, not doors you could have built with your own strength, not doors you could have reached through your own connection. These doors are divine appointments, supernatural pathways, and heavenly openings designed specifically for your destiny. Often, God allows long seasons of waiting because the preparation happening inside you is more important than the opportunity waiting. When God opens an unexpected door, He wants you to walk through it with maturity, faith, and spiritual strength. The delay was never denial. It was divine timing working for you. Behind the scenes, God has been arranging circumstances, aligning people, shifting environments, and preparing breakthroughs that will manifest suddenly. What looks like an ordinary moment in your life can turn into a supernatural transition when God decides it is your time. There were moments you felt forgotten, but heaven never overlooked you. There were battles you fought in silence, but those battles built the depth in your spirit that is now attracting new dimension of favor. The tears you cried, the prayers you whispered, the nights you kept your faith alive, God collected every one of them. Now the season is shifting. You are moving from closed doors to divinely opened ones. You are stepping into a chapter where opportunities will find you, blessings will follow you, and favor will surround you like a shield. These doors will not be subtle. They will be undeniable signs of God's hand upon your life. As you move forward, release the disappointment of old seasons. Forget the doors that refused to open, the people who walked away, and the moments that felt like failure. They were all part of the preparation. God is not opening a door, He is opening the right door, one that leads to growth, abundance, purpose, and unexpected elevation. Get ready to witness the miraculous as God begins to open doors you never expected. Faith is the invisible key that unlocks doors far beyond the reach of human effort. Many people try to force open doors by their own strength, strategy, or connections, but the doors God has prepared are opened only by trusting His timing and surrender to His will. There are moments when everything around you seems motionless, when you knock and hear no response, when you pray and see no evidence. Yet in the unseen realm, God is orchestrating something far bigger than what your natural eyes can perceive. The door that remains closed today may be the very door God is preparing to swing open in a supernatural way. Nothing is delayed in heaven. Everything is aligned perfectly with purpose. There's a reason some doors remain shut despite your efforts. God was protecting you from premature entrance. He was guarding you from environments not yet ready to receive you, people who would have mishandled your gift, and opportunities that looked good on the surface but lacked divine safety. While you wondered why certain paths were blocked, heaven was working to create a door specifically fashioned for your destiny. When God opens that door, it will not require struggle, manipulation, or striving. It will open with ease because it was designed for you. Faith teaches us to trust even when we cannot trace what God is doing. It teaches us to wait without losing hope, to believe without seeing results, and to move forward even when the path seems invisible. This is the sign that heaven is preparing you for a new dimension. God strengthens your faith, deepens your character, and enlarges your capacity long before He reveals the opportunity. What feels like an internal struggle is often the spiritual conditioning required for the place He is taking you. God never elevates anyone without shaping them first, because the strength you build in private is what will sustain you in public. You may look back at seasons where you walked through grief, disappointment, or silence and wondered why God allowed those moments. But nothing in your journey has been wasted. Every test and every delay was part of a divine preparation. You are being molded for a door that requires a version of you that is wiser, stronger, and spiritually grounded. Some of the prayers God didn't answer were not rejection but protection. Some relationships that indeed were not accidents but necessary transients. Some doors that stayed shut were simply not aligned with the destiny God crafted for you. Now the season is shifting. God is not only preparing a door, He is preparing you to walk through it, clarity and confidence. The clarity you are receiving, the peace that is settling in your spirit, and the hunger for something greater are signs that the timing of heaven is drawing near. You are sensing change because change is already happening in the spiritual realm. God is aligning opportunities, positioning people, and arranging circumstances to create a moment of breakthrough that will feel sudden to you but has been in progress for a long time. When the door opens, it will not require you to strive or struggle. You will not have to force it, beg for it, or fight for validation. The door God opens carries its own confirmation. It brings peace, acceleration, and supernatural favor. It reveals the purpose behind your preparation. You will begin to understand why certain seasons were difficult and why certain prayers took so long to manifest. This new door will not just elevate your life, it will elevate your faith, your purpose, and your influence. The preparation you endured was not in vain. God is about to reveal the reason for every battle and every waiting season. And He's about to open doors you never expected. The season you're stepping into is not an ordinary one. It is a season marked by divine orchestration, where God's unseen hand begins to move pieces into place, vision, and purpose. There are moments in life when things suddenly align in ways you never planned, when opportunities appear without your effort, and when favor begins to locate you instead of you chasing it. This is not coincidence. This is the evidence of heaven working behind the scenes. God is connecting you with people who recognize your potential, opening paths that were previously blocked and creating access to places where your voice, your gift, and your calling will be needed. Every delay you experience was God's way of ensuring that the right door opens at the right time. You may have walked through seasons where every step felt difficult and every path seemed unclear. You wondered why certain things didn't work out, why certain doors never opened, why certain people never supported you. But now you will begin to understand that God was preserving you for something greater. Closed doors were not rejection, they were protection. Missed opportunities were not failures, they were divine redirections. The confusion, the setbacks, and the frustrations were all part of positioning you for the door that truly belongs to you. This new door God is preparing will carry an undeniable sense of destiny. It will lead you into environments where your presence makes sense, where your skills are valued, and where your purpose comes alive. You will find yourself stepping into spaces you never imagined you would enter, conversations you never expected to have, and opportunities that seem tailor-made for you. This is the season where the supernatural becomes visible. God is accelerating what was once slow, restoring what was once lost, and enlarging what once felt limited. Things that took years will begin to shift quickly. What felt impossible with such look. Do not be surprised when favor begins to surround you. Do not be shocked when doors open without effort. Do not question why blessings come from unexpected places. This is the fulfillment of God's promise that He will go before you and make your crooked path straight. Trust what He is doing, even if you cannot fully see the details yet. Everything is aligning exactly as it should. You are stepping into a chapter where heaven's timing is colliding with your readiness. The connections, resources, breakthroughs, and divine appointments that once seemed far out of reach are now drawing. Prepare your heart with expectation, because God's door to open doors you never expected. There are doors in your life that have remained closed for years. Doors of healing, provision, promotion, relationships, and purpose. You may have accepted some of them as permanently shut, believing that certain opportunities have passed you by or that certain breakthroughs were no longer possible. But when God steps into the situation, the impossible becomes possible. The closed becomes open, and the forgotten becomes restored. God is not limited by time, circumstance, or human opinion. He is the one who speaks and creation responds, who commands and mountains move, who opens and no one can shut. What you thought was over is the very place where God is about to display His power. Many of the doors that stayed closed were never a sign of rejection, but a sign of preservation. God saw what you could not see. He knew what would hinder you, what would drain you, and what would pull you away from your purpose. The waiting was not punishment, it was preparation. Every delay served His purpose. Every disappointment refined your spirit. Every no was shaping you for a greater yes. You have been walking through a season where God was strengthening your faith, enlarging your endurance, and teaching you to trust Him beyond what your eyes can see. Now the atmosphere around your life is shifting. You can feel it in your spirit. Something new is unfolding. This is the season where God begins to unlock doors that look permanently sealed. Breakthroughs that were delayed will arrive suddenly. Opportunities that once seemed impossible will appear effortlessly. Relationships that were broken will find restoration. Dreams that you quietly buried will rise again with fresh. God is not just opening doors. He is opening the right ones, those aligned with your destiny, your calling, and your divine assignment. As these doors begin to open, you will walk into environments where your presence carries weight, where your voice is valued, and where your purpose becomes clearer than ever. This is not a small shift. It is a supernatural unveiling. You will witness rapid changes, sudden turnarounds, and unexpected blessings. God is aligning resources, positioning people, and creating pathways that your mind could never have imagined. You will step into places that make you say, only God could have done this. Prepare your heart for what is coming. Release the old disappointments. Let go of the past limitations and embrace this new chapter with faith. You are stepping into a season of divine access, divine favor, and divine elevation. God is about to open doors you never expected.